Mic check. There we go. We'll get the stream started here shortly. And we'll be getting started here shortly at kcbd.com and KCBD Facebook page, as well as the KCBD streaming app. We'll be taking you to live.
When you're asking a question, we ask that you identify yourself by stating your name and your media outlet. And please limit your questions to the content of today's press conference. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Rabel. I'm the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Texas. It's great to be here in West Texas. Today I'm announcing the federal indictment of Rashawn Comer on one count of conspiracy to transport illegal aliens resulting in death, 11 substantive counts of transporting illegal aliens resulting in death, and one count of possession of a stolen firearm. This indictment stems from a tragic event that occurred on the evening of March 13th, 2023. On that night, 4 people lost their lives because of the defendant's conduct. The indictment alleges that Comer conspired with others to transport illegal aliens into the interior of the United States. As alleged, on March 13th, 2023, Comer picked up 11 illegal aliens in Sheffield, Texas. His destination for the drop-off was San Antonio. Comer had been conspiring and working with an alien smuggling organization. The aliens were from Mexico and had recently entered the country illegally in or around March of 2023. As alleged, Comer was driving a pickup truck at the time with 8 of the illegal aliens in the cab and 3 in the truck bed. On his way to San Antonio via Highway 349, a Texas DPS trooper attempted to pull over Comer. Instead of stopping, Comer led the trooper on a high-speed chase, hitting speeds over 100 miles per hour. Comer next turned onto I-10 and lost the trooper. He crossed I-10's median twice during the pursuit, and a Crockett County Sheriff's deputy initiated his own pursuit. At some point during the chase, Comer made a live social media video on Facebook showing his speedometer at 105 miles an hour and flashing police lights in his rearview mirror. Comer eventually headed towards Ozona, Texas. There, he ran a red light going approximately 84 miles an hour and struck the passenger side of another pickup truck. The occupants of that truck, 2 of the victims in this case, were a grandmother and her 7-year-old granddaughter. Both of them tragically died at the scene. 2 of the illegal aliens in Comer's truck bed also died. The remaining illegal aliens, the 9 others, suffered serious injuries. Investigators, after conducting an investigation, also found a loaded semi-automatic handgun under the brake pedal of the truck. I want to underscore these are significant charges brought to address the severity of the defendant's alleged conduct. They subject Comer to a life sentence, potentially in federal prison if he is in fact convicted. I also want to commend the collaborative work of HSI, Texas DPS, the Crockett County Sheriff's Office, and the District Attorney's Office for the 112th District in investigating this case and working with my office to seek justice on behalf of these victims. I'll end with this. Let me be clear. The Department of Justice, and more particularly the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Texas, stands up for crime victims. We will always prioritize these cases and use every single tool to hold those who commit these types of crimes accountable, because it hurts our North Texas communities, and we will always seek justice for those victims. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Tim Raymond with HSI.
Good afternoon, everybody. Like you said, my name's Tim Raymond. I'm the acting assistant special agent in charge for HSI Lubbock. Just want to say that human smuggling is a crime that puts lives at risk. It's dangerous, not only to those being smuggled, but also members of the public. This case is a tragic example and reminder of the consequences of such actions. Homeland Security Investigations Lubbock, along with our law enforcement partners, is dedicated to investigating and dismantling human smuggling organizations operating in our area of responsibility, which includes North Texas and Oklahoma. HSI special agents work tirelessly to protect our communities and uphold the safety and security of all residents. We are committed to pursuing justice for the victims and holding those responsible accountable. I want to thank our partners at the Texas Department of Public Safety, the Crockett County Sheriff's Office, and the U.S. Attorney's Office for their dedication and collaboration. Finally, our thoughts are with the families of those who lost their lives and those who were injured during this terrible event. HSI Lubbock and the entire HSI Dallas area of responsibility will continue to work tirelessly and to prevent tragedies like this one from occurring and to protect our communities from the dangers posed by human smuggling. Thank you.
And we have some time for questions if anyone cares to ask a question. If you would just state your name and what outlet you're with. Go ahead.
My name is Grace Gates. I'm with KLBK.
Hi, Grace.
Is there anything in particular that enabled this indictment to happen now versus earlier?
So in federal investigations, sometimes they take time. This administration has put a priority on these types of cases. And so when I became the U.S. Attorney and looked at the case file, this became a very high priority for the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Texas. But I want to credit the DA's office for being just fantastic partners with us to ensure that this case, in fact, goes federal.
Haley Ozona, also at KLBK. Why are these federal charges being pursued through the Northern District of Lubbock? Does Ozona fall in that district?
Yeah, that's in the San Angelo division, and we decided to have this here because of the ability to have, a group of media folks here. But that's in the San Angelo division, which the federal judge is Wes Hendricks, who covers that, and he's actually sitting, I believe, in Lubbock this week.
Julio, KCBD, we know that there is a hard line on immigration right now. Those who are here illegally are being sent back to their homelands. What is the message to those who are here helping and aiding those individuals causing situations like this?
So this relates to 2023 conduct, but in regards to if folks have crime tips, if that's what you're getting at, they have things to report. HSI and our FBI partners and ATF have ways to make sure those tips are anonymous if people feel uncomfortable coming forward. But we still want the information, and so the FBI, HSI, ATF has protocols in place. If folks want to make a crime tip, that will be vetted. It's not as if an investigation ensues immediately when that happens. That'll be vetted, and there's ways to make sure that the identity of those folks making a crime tip don't ever have to show them their faces if they so choose not to.
Let me clarify.
Sure.
In this case, he was aiding and abetting illegals.
Yep.
Those who do that today will face additional charges as well.
Anyone that's transporting illegal aliens, it is certainly going to be a case that will be prioritized.
I'm Grace with KLBK. Can you explain how this indictment and trial will coincide with the county indictment that he was brought against Mr. Comer, and will he be transferred? Where will it take place? All those details.
Good question. Credit again to the DA's office. The plan is to what's called writ him over from the state and bring him into federal custody, where he will have an opportunity to hear the charges against him. He will have what's called a detention hearing, which a judge will determine whether or not to detain Mr. Comer pending the outcome of this case. And that this is a case where there's a presumption, meaning he's presumed to be detained, but he'll have the right to challenge all the evidence. And that I don't have a timetable on that, but what I can say is that should happen in the short term.
I was just Gabriel Hunt with the Lubbock Avalanche Journal. I was wondering if you could comment on the status of the smuggling organization that Mr. Comer was working with. Are there any charges with those people that are pending?
So what I can talk about is what's in the indictment, and it says there's folks known and unknown to the grand jury. I can't get into the ongoing investigation, but certainly if we will continue to pursue any and all leads as it relates to that. But just to protect that investigation, I'm not going to get into specifics.
And then just to follow up, as far as this charge goes, how does that affect the capital murder indictment piece based in state court?
They're two separate tracks, and credit again to the DA's office. We're going to go first with our case, but that doesn't. They still have their case, and that's important. And I've had a chance to talk to the DA, Stephen, as well about this, and he's been extremely collaborative. And this is really a partnership. That's a separate case, and he'll have to answer those charges after he answers our charges. Well, thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it. And I do want to underscore one more thing is that these types of cases are incredibly important to our office, particularly because it has real people that were impacted, the crime victims. And I know that's what we do is we get up every day wanting to help folks that are impacted by crime. So thank you for your time today. And if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to our PIO.
Okay, and you've been watching this news conference live here from downtown Lubbock. Federal authorities announcing the indictment. In fact, 12 charges announced here against, stemming from a crash from 2023. Charges filed against Russian Nadare Comer. Now, the crash occurred on March 13th of 2023. Let me show you exactly where this happened in parts of far west And let me see, just lost the audio here, so let me get that fixed for you once again and show you that this is where the crash occurred in this chase, according to federal authorities, in this part of West Texas, going down west of Ozona near Sheffield. This was on March 13th of 2023. According to the federal indictment, a DPS trooper was stopped at State Highway 349. That's what you see right there that runs near Sheffield or through Sheffield right there. That evening, he saw a Ram pickup with Arkansas plates going northbound. It was speeding. According to the federal indictment, the trooper tried to pull the driver over and led to a chase going over 100 miles an hour. At mile marker 348, a Crockett County Sheriff's Office deputy was also nearby and saw that pickup. So this chase that ensued left 4 people dead. According to federal prosecutors, it was actually according to this indictment here, the pickup that authorities say was driven by Russian Comer was going 84 miles per hour when it crashed into the side of a pickup, and that killed 2 people, ages 71 and 7. And according to this federal indictment, with Comer, again, the allegation here and the charges, one charge, conspiracy to transport an illegal alien resulting in death, and charges 2 through 12, transportation of an illegal alien resulting in death. The 13th charge on this federal indictment, possession of a stolen firearm. But the allegation here from authorities is that Comer was smuggling humans across that he'd actually picked up a little bit farther southwest. Let me see. I believe the indictment actually said, picked up the illegal aliens near Sheffield, Texas. And according to this indictment, Comer had 8 people in the cab of the pickup, and then 3 additional people in the pickup of in the bed of the pickup. So 11 people were identified, and that's what led to these 12 charges here. Again, one charge of conspiracy to transport illegal aliens resulting in death, and charges 2 through 12, transportation of an illegal alien resulting in death. So this stemmed back from 2023. Heard investigators explain there, and also asked in the news conference afterwards about some of the state charges that had already been filed and how that will be handled here. But it was Homeland Security along with the U.S. Attorney's Office working in partnership with the Texas DPS announcing these charges. And you heard mentioned there that Judge Hendricks, which covers his jurisdiction or his the area of his court, multiple actual court houses. Believe I heard correctly there at the end, the federal prosecutors had announced that even though this was down closer to San Angelo in that jurisdiction, that part of the district here of the Northern District of Texas, the indictment here was actually filed in the San Angelo division, but they announced this here. Of course, Judge Hendricks also serves the Northern District of Texas here in the Lubbock division as well. So we'll be gathering some additional information here, and it actually was our sister station in Shreveport, KSLA, that had actually talked with the family of the victim there. The victims, 71 and 7 years old, and we're gathering some more information there. They spoke with the family back in 2023 after this crash because of the connection there to Bossier City, I believe it was, Louisiana. So you can just see how wide-ranging this was, and that was the announcement here from the federal authorities here in Texas, working in partnership with state authorities as well. So we wanted to bring you this live update here on the KCBD Facebook page as well as kcbd.com. We'll be gathering some more details on this case that was announced here this afternoon, so we will bring that information for you here later today on News Channel 11, and also you'll see more information here at kcbd.com in just a bit as we sort through this federal indictment that was just announced here. And also, I think I listed charges 1 through 12. The 13th federal charge here, possession of a stolen firearm. And as you heard the prosecutors announce there, and again, this was just signed here on today's date, the 11th of February 2026. You heard federal prosecutors there mention that if convicted on all of these charges, would be facing a sentence of up to life in prison. So we'll be following more updates. We will bring you more updates, I should say, on this story on News Channel 11. Thanks for joining us here on Facebook and kcbd.com.